Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Travel Without a Cause. We are in Clinton, Louisiana today for someone special. Now, if you guys remember back to about the 1960s, a very, very successful and hugely popular show called the Beverly Hillbillies was just reigned supreme on television at that time. It was just super popular. All the characters were just, just a genius show, and everybody on there was lovable. It was hilarious. They hit all the right things on that show. And today, who we are here to celebrate today is Miss Elly May Clampett, and her real name is Donna Douglas, and she's from this area. She's from Pride, Louisiana, which is probably about 15, 20 minutes away from here in Clinton. But she's laid to rest here in the small cemetery behind this beautiful church behind me here. So, so enjoy it. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Today's the day after Christmas, and I'm definitely all Christmased out. I'm sure a bunch of you guys are too. So just thought I'd come and take a look at this today since I was in the area. It's not too far from where my dad lives in Prairieville. So anyway, let's get to it. I won't take too much more of your time blabbing here. So hope you enjoy it. Let's go say hi to Miss Elly May. So as I make my way back, it is so sloshy over here. Good thing I wore my boots today, because it's like you look at the yard here in the grass. It doesn't look like there's water anywhere, but it's that kind of water that you can't see until you step on it. My poor boots are just all sloshed up right now. This is beautiful church here. As soon as I pulled up and looked at it, I was like, man, this is a really pretty little place. Very quaint. It's called Bluff Creek Baptist Church here in Clinton, Louisiana. All right, guys, we found her. And as you can see here, her birth name is Miss Doris Ione Smith Leeds. So Donna Douglas is definitely quicker to say, by all means. You can see right there, it says Elly May, right there on the headstone. September 26, 1932 to January 1st, 2015. Buried right here in Clinton, Louisiana. So yeah, like I was saying, she was a real estate agent. She's an actress and a singer. Then she got her role as Elly May Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. And then after her acting career, she became a real estate agent and an inspirational speaker, and actually wrote books for children and some adult books too, I think both. But yeah, as you guys can remember the TV show, she was always the hit of the show, and definitely just a beautiful woman back then. I'm sure guys like my dad's age who grew up in the 50s and 60s that were watching that show back in those days love seeing Elly May on those episodes all the time. So yeah, after high school, she moved to New York City to pursue a career in show business. She was an illustration model for a toothpaste advertisement. She was a letters girl on Perry Como show, and also the billboard girl on the Steve Allen show in 1959, 2 years after the Perry Como show. And just from her being on all those shows and such, she got discovered kind of by some New York photographers and newspapers. And she was actually awarded the Miss Byline crown, which she wore on the Ed Sullivan show. And then in 1958, she was on an episode of the Phil Silvers show also. I think that episode was called Bilko and the Crosbys, I think. And she played Miss Doris Bourgeois, which is actually her given name and her married name from her first marriage. Which is pretty interesting, huh, if you ask me. Hal B. Wallace, who saw the Sullivan episode and cast her in the role of Marjorie Burke in the drama called Career, which is in 1959, I think that had Dean Martin and Shirley MacLaine in it, actually. And after that, she made multiple television appearances in the late 50s, early 60s, and she was actually in an episode of The Twilight Zone. The episode on The Twilight Zone that she was in was called Eye of the Beholder in 1960. She was on a TV show. She's on a few episodes of the TV show Checkmate on CBS. She was also in, let's see what else. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, Bachelor Father, Adam 12, Route 66. And she was very active in the 60s, in the 50s and the 60s. Mainly, she was busy acting in the 60s. She was still pretty much unknown when it came to, even though she was selected from like 500 actresses to work and be on the Beverly Hillbillies. And but she was kind of a typecast, as you can imagine, a character like that, kind of like a bombshell beauty like that. They tend to get typecast a lot, especially back then. So she started focusing on her singing career, a gospel singing career, I guess, to kind of set herself aside or give herself another identity, or try to get some relief from just the typecast Elly May type character. And actually, in 1966, she took a hiatus from the Beverly Hillbillies. Not really a hiatus, but during the summer, I guess it was like a break or something. And she actually starred in her only feature film appearance with, guess who? Mr. Elvis Presley. Yeah. She was in Frankie and Johnny, 1966. And it didn't do a whole lot to advance her career or anything like that. She was, it was, I guess, a break for her, kind of sidestep and do something else, but it didn't really advance her. It didn't like change her path really or anything like that. It didn't really change much when it came to that. So yeah. And after that, she became a real estate agent when she retired from acting. And actually, in December 2010, Mattel released a new collection of Barbies, and called the Classic TV Collection. And those dolls were Samantha Stevens from Bewitched, who's actually, Elizabeth Montgomery, Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie, played by Barbara Eden, and also Elly May Clampett. So there's an Elly May Clampett Barbie doll out there. That'd be cool to see her run into, huh? But yeah, she often, after later years when she retired and all that, she performed as a gospel singer, was a speaker at church groups, youth groups, all schools and stuff like that, colleges. She was a big advocate for children's homes, like Christian children's homes in the South, mostly the southern part of the United States. Recorded several gospel albums too. The first one was 1982. And recorded a few minor country songs, during the 70s and 80s, Wrote and published children's books. One's called Donna's Critters and Kids, Children's Stories with a Bible Touch. Kind of included Bible stories, featured animals and a coloring book and stuff like that. So in November 2011, she released a new children's book called Miss Donna's Mulberry Acres Farm. 2013, wrote another one called Southern Favorites with a Taste of Hollywood, which is actually like recipes of Southern cooking and stuff. So that would be an interesting book to read, huh? If it's mixed in with like Christian stuff and all that. Yeah, and she was married. Her first husband, Roland Bourgeois, 1951. That's why I said bourgeois earlier. That's who her first husband was. Had one child from that. They divorced that same year. That was a quick marriage, but then she married Robert Leeds, who was the director of the Beverly Hillbillies in 1971. They did divorce in 1980, so that one lasted 9 years. And then in 2003, her mother, Doris's mother, Elma Smith, died. And that same year, Buddy Epson also died. That's interesting. And then, as as you see here, she passed away on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2015, which is actually just the month before my own mother passed away. And here she rests in this beautiful, quiet cemetery. Pretty flowers too. There's a rock right there that says, "Just do it." It says, "Rock on, just do it." And you can tell that this quaint little cemetery is very well taken care of, which you've heard me say before. I love when people take care of these places, because you've seen some other vlogs that I've done that were the opposite, And Emmett Smith, that's her dad right there. See if there's anybody else, any other names I recognize from doing my little research here. But I don't think so. I think it's just her dad. I don't see her mom's name. So yeah, Miss Elly May Clampett, right here, standing right here. Celebrating her and just talking about her life. Hope you guys enjoyed stopping by here with me today, getting to see this. Yeah, nice and quiet out here. I could stay out here all day. Say hi, everybody. Hey, Elly May. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. Merry Christmas. The day after Christmas. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas up in heaven. And that your family and friends also had a wonderful Christmas also. And we all love and celebrate you. And your show is still streaming on one of the streamings. I don't know what it's streaming on now. It might be, I don't know what channel it's on, but I know it still comes on. We can still see her in action. That's a beautiful lady, indeed. I was talking to my dad earlier, and he was saying he saw an interview with her when she was like in her 80s or whatever. I think she was 82. Yeah, 82 when she died, but my dad was just kind of gleaming when he said it, and he was just like, yeah, you could just tell. She's still at 82 years old, you could tell that's Elly May, or the beautiful Donna Douglas, or Miss Doris Ione Smith Leeds. And they're right, she was always very beautiful. She aged very well. So we'll let you rest, Mrs. Leeds, and we'll maybe see you next time. And thanks for spending time with us and letting us visit you, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the year and Happy New Year's, and we'll say goodbye.